Hey, if you're a flooring company that is struggling with declining market share and shrinking job counts, I'm going to show you exactly how you can get dozens of new multifamily and apartment complex opportunities. These are recurring jobs in the next 30 days with an entirely hands-off prospecting approach in 3 easy steps. All right, so let me share my screen. I'm going to show you exactly how you can do this, how you can implement this in your entire business. Now, this is all going to be without having to waste a ton of money on rebates, on paid advertising, or on working additional nights and weekends. I know you're already doing that. And I'm going to show you one of the exact frameworks we've used to create ultimately an outbound sales machine for specifically for flooring companies that's going to take them from having to chase prospects all around their city to actually having customers, clients, prospects raise their hand and say, I want to do business with your flooring company. And here's why you should ultimately keep watching this. Because in the past 24 months alone, my company Sales Kit, we've helped dozens of flooring companies make an additional $60 million in recurring jobs with apartment and multifamily complexes. Now, here's just a couple of our case studies here. We've got plenty more on the website. Now, if you've never heard of me, if we've never spoke, I'm Mark Evans. I'm the CEO and founder of Sales Kit. I'm a husband. I'm a father, like many watching this video. I'm a washed up Ironman triathlete. I actually authored this book called Raise Your Standards a few years back. That was a #1 bestseller. I've appeared on a couple podcasts, specifically Jerry Levinson's Profit Now for Flooring Dealers. I've spoken at StartEd as well. And the whole reason why I'm making this video bases off of one challenge that a client gave to me back at the end of 2023. Now, this is a client, it's been a client for a long time, but they're a top 10 flooring company. You definitely recognize the name of theirs if I mentioned it to you. And they basically said, hey, can you bring in more opportunities for less cost than it's taking my current sales team to prospect in their market? Their current sales team at the time was doing the traditional door-to-door. Maybe you're doing that or some element of that. We wanted to see, could we find a better, more effective, more cost-effective way? And when I first started thinking about this, I thought, man, this is not going to be easy because #1, we're virtually unknown in this marketplace. This was opening into a brand new location. The competition is fiercely competitive in this area. Property managers, I've been told time and time again that they will only do business with people face to face, and no one really does it this way. And so with all those challenges mounted up, I said, hey, let's do it. Let's give it a shot. And lo and behold, fast forward just a few short weeks, we found some awesome results. #1, prospects absolutely loved the approach, right? Figure it out, right? Property managers, they don't love it when someone knocks on their door, a complete stranger that is, and interrupts their entire day. Shocking. They don't love that. #2, salespeople ended up loving it because they didn't waste their time on prospects that were just tire kickers or were never going to give them the business. They actually could focus on prospects that actually raised their hand, wanted to do business with them. Our customers, our prospects, they said, hey, you were virtually unknown just a few weeks ago to now we see you everywhere. Like, what's your secret? What are you doing? That was cool. And last but not least, the actual hard numbers of it, we generated 38 new opportunities, an entirely brand new market that ended up resulting in dozens of sales at existing and sister properties. So very, very cool. Went from 0 to 38 in a very short amount of time. And this was even better. This was a typical day for a sales rep. They would wake up to dozens of messages in their inbox, right, of companies saying, hey, I want to do business with you. Totally changed the game. These salespeople, they were floored that this was working. And so let me show you a couple elements of exactly how we implemented this. This is all part of our apartment complex connector system, which adds an additional $1 million to $3 million in sales at each location for our clients. And it really breaks down to 3 main points, but I'm going to only focus on a few of those. First and foremost, it's all about building a high quality lead list of every opportunity in your area. So if you're going to take my advice on this, if you're going to actually do this, go ahead and build your lead list. This is the ultimate golden ticket for your business. This is the absolute must have, especially if you're looking at building and increasing the enterprise value of your organization. If you ever want to sell, be acquired, pass your business on to the next generation, you've got to understand what your current market looks like, how much of the market do you currently own, and where do you need to focus that on. Now, we've built an entire process around this. It involves a bunch of different software, a couple different tools to build the highest quality data set that includes names, phone numbers, emails, a bunch of really cool personalized information as well. Now, number two, and this is the really important one, right? What we're ultimately building this prospecting machine is because we found that there's four main problems that flooring companies, maybe just like yours, are experiencing when it comes to sales prospecting. First and foremost, sales team no longer prospects, right? And we see this time and time again. New reps, when they get in, they're all filled with piss and vinegar. They're ready to go. They start strong once they're new. Once they start getting a few clients, they no longer prospect. They get busy, things come up. It's easier to call on current clients than it is to go out and get new business. Number two that we see, reps are inefficient territory managers. They drive around the entire territory with no real mission, plan of attack. They're ultimately wasting time, gas, and energy, which is all things that you own, right? I call this the pinball strategy, where they go from one side of the town to the other and all over. Third, inconsistent efforts, right? Prospecting. And I know this better than anybody. It takes time, it takes energy. And if you miss a day, you go on vacation, you get sick, right? Prospecting is ultimately going to suffer. And last but not least, hey, sales reps are people, right? Things fall through the cracks, they get busy, they forget to follow up or pop back in the next time they're in that area. And ultimately, this all leads to them not being present in the minds of your prospects. And so here's exactly how you solve that. There's three parts to solving this. Number one, you have to have a multi-channel marketing approach. Not just one, not just two, not just three, but multiple different opportunities and channels in which you're going out and trying to communicate with your prospect. And I show a few of those down here. Number two, you have to have multiple touches. Executives, property managers, we are inundated with marketing messages. So if you want your message and your name and your company's name to stand out, you've got to have multiple touches. You can't give up too early. And last but not least, you have to be providing value as you follow up. You can't just say, are you ready to do business with me yet? No one's going to answer to that. You wouldn't answer to that. No one else is. So if you want to start implementing this, I've spent over an entire decade and a half probably developing, testing, refining, and perfecting this exact process. So here's exactly how you do it. You're going to want to focus in on the far left-hand column here. You're going to want to start, if you want to truly build a prospecting machine that is prospecting 24/7 around the clock, providing your team with fresh opportunities that are just rolling in like clockwork, you need to do these couple steps here. So number one, build that lead list. You're going to need to hire a couple individuals to potentially scrape, to combine, to get these lists. Number two, you're going to need to build and connect a couple of different software platforms so that you can do this efficiently and as well as at scale. Number three, you're going to need to build an omnipresent outreach approach, right? Again, hitting those multiple channels and multiple times. And last but not least, you're going to need to be watching this like a hawk. You got to manage this daily or else things will break, they will fall apart. Here's a couple of the skills you're going to ultimately need to have, or you're going to need to look at hiring if you don't have these skills. Sales leadership skills. You need to have some level of software development, or at least someone on your team that can. You need to have some really sharp marketing, copywriting, and offer creation skills. You need to have some operations, some quoting, estimating, sourcing, and pricing, real expertise. And last but not least, some real tenacity and hustle. Now, most companies that I've seen, in order for them to do this internally, it takes them anywhere from 6 to 9 months to build out this prospecting machine, ultimately to get it set up, to get it running, to test it, to optimize it, to see it actually producing the type of leads. Now, we're at the point where one of my favorite quotes is here. If you want to go fast, go alone. However, if you want to go far and fast, go together. And so if this has all resonated with you, if you're like, hey, I want to build this prospecting machine, but you don't necessarily want to wait 6 to 9 months, or you don't necessarily have the skill sets, then I want to help you do that, right? I want to help you turn these years and months into just a few days, because we can install in your business a tried and proven system that's worked in dozens of cities, dozens of markets all across the entire US. Again, here's some proof for you. Here's some of our client results of once we've implemented this. And we've executed this, like I mentioned, dozens of times. We're focused solely on this market, and we can build this entire system, get it up and running for you in just a matter of weeks, not months. Now, we're so certain this is going to work for you and for your industry that we're going to give you a crazy guarantee. No one else is giving a guarantee like this. We guarantee that within the first 4 months of working with us, you're going to have at least 3 times the pipeline value in opportunities versus your investment with us, right? 3 times that value within just 4 months alone. We're basically building opportunity for you. We're handing it over to you. If we can't do that in 4 months, we're going to keep working for free until we do, right? We are going to put it all on the line. We're going to risk it all so that you get the best possible results from this process, from this system. Now, I say all this and I'm passionate about all this because I know that this is a race. This opportunity, especially in apartment and multifamily, it's not going to last forever. And the ones that grab territory now, grab the most territory now, they protect it. These are the ones that are building the businesses of the future. They're going to have full pipelines coming for years and possibly decades down the line. Now, if this all sounds good, if this sounds like something you're remotely interested in, if you want to see if this system can work for you and your business, then I want you to do the following. Number one, go ahead and click the link down below and book your discovery session. All right. We're going to send you some information, common questions, and you're also going to see a couple of case studies so you can see what's ultimately possible. Now, in this discovery session, this is really, really critical. This is not just a sales approach. You can, in fact, leave your credit card at home. This is not going to be a sales call. In this discovery session, we're going to look at three things. Number one, we're going to do a market opportunity study. So we're going to see how valuable your business is, which is all dependent on your market size. Number two, I'm going to give you a full sales audit. So what are the ultimate quick wins that you can do right now to generate sales? And what are the long-term building blocks that you need to put in place so you can ultimately build the business, build the company of your dreams? And last but not least, I'm going to show you our flooring growth blueprint. Now, this is going to be the ultimate strategies and growth levers that you can pull in your business today. Everything from hiring, recruiting, training, operations, etc. All of these strategies, all these growth levers that you can use today. Now, before you go ahead and book that discovery session, know a few things. What we do in the systems that we implement, it's not for everybody. It's dependent on your location, it's depending on your market size, it's dependent on your current sales team, but also it's dependent on you as the CEO. You have to have a level of operational and execution skills, right? And if you don't have those, no matter what we do, the system won't work for you. So if you want to see if you qualify, if you want to see if this is a fit for your business, then follow the link down below. And I can't wait to talk to you on our discovery call session. Take care. Talk soon.